Tower Defense Simulator has a lot of good towers such as Golden Minigunner, Accelerator, Ranger, or Commander, but there are more towers in-game than those four, and a lot of them are just good enough. But what happens to those towers that are bad, because of their lack of stats or abilities? So let's go. So in this top, it's not a surprise when you see Militant in this place. It has a terrible stats and a high cost of upgrades. It's like developers wanted to be Militant the most horrible tower for beginners. Its lack of stats like high damage and fire rate plus a lot of decent towers that exist and you can unlock before Militant makes him a bad option. So for no one it's a surprise that a beginner tower is here. I'm talking about Sniper. Sniper, it's just okay. It has a good height detection, a good damage and range, but there's a thing that you can't ignore. Sniper has a very extensive recharge, and its high damage doesn't make it the best option to bring after you get some coins in-game. In my opinion, it's the first tower to be replaced by other ones. Scout is even more useful than Sniper after you get your first coins and towers. Wow! Who could even imagine that Paintballer? It's terrible. Okay, so being honestly, Paintballer has a decent damage for beginners, but a terrible splash damage, a terrible range, and a terrible price for the last two upgrades. And if you're using this, you probably are a new player that doesn't have farm, so just don't bring this tower. There's nothing special with, like, it doesn't have hidden detection and a good range. Please buy Hunter, melee base, or something else. Thank you. Okay, and the worst tower in game as the number one and the baddest. Freezer. Freezer has an inexistent DPS of 2. It doesn't have a great damage. But Catalos, why you're telling me that Freezer's bad? His main goal is to freeze, not to damage. Okay, yes, that may be true. If at least Freezer can frost enemies more than 2 seconds! That actually doesn't! He only freezes for a maximum of 1.5 seconds, and that's the maximum level of Freezer. In level 0, he can freeze for less than 1 second. Okay, so it's true that before Freezer was a good option for beginners because of the ability of Ice Ages that can freeze a lot of enemies in one point, but now no one uses Freezer. Okay. Thank you for being here. My name is Catalos. Remember to subscribe and like and, well, you see the YouTube bar. I'm leaving. Bye bye.